everyone. Welcome to Ruth Farms. My name is Luke. It's Monday. We're here at I think we're the 3rd or 4th day of March now. We are in a new to us field for 2025. We are actually chopping cotton stalks. So the previous farmer that had this farm last year, he grew cotton, and yep, we're going to bush hog it down. That way we can put chicken litter on it here very soon. And the plan for this field right now is we're going to put full season soybeans on it. Then maybe next year we'll put this whole farm in corn. This in particular farm that I'm on right now, actually bush hogging, is about 20 acres. And then this over here to the left of us, as you can just barely see, is this is what we call the low place farm. So all of this land is family land. My grandma and grandpa, they own about 32, 35 acres over here. And then this is my great uncle's land here. There's about 20 acres, like I said, on this. So we're going to be up to about 52 acres here on the low place farm now. Now, cutting it way back to when my grandpa was farming, we actually farmed this field it's probably been 15 years or more now. But this used to be one of our highest yielding fields. So I'm very excited to have it back. So as y'all probably seen, we've already started spreading chicken litter on our farms. Leading up to this, I think this is the only field I've got left to spread that will be soybeans. And then everything else will be corn. So I wanted to get these cotton stalks knocked down. If anybody's ever been in a cotton field, the actual plant is almost like a small tree. So I didn't really want that running under the belly of my truck and ripping wires out, tearing up different stuff. And it needed to be bush hogged anyway to get this material breaking down. So we're going to get it bush hogged here, and then we'll come back in here. I'm hoping to do it before Wednesday. Wednesday we've got rain coming. If I can go ahead and get the chicken litter down, that'll get all those nutrients starting to go into the ground. The guy that was farming this, he's a pretty reputable farmer, but at the same time I don't know what he's put on this ground. I don't know if he's put a lot of stuff on it, if it's good to go, or if it's he's kind of let it go the last few years. I really don't know. So I want to get some stuff on it, get that stuff getting in the ground, get some nutrients available for these soybeans, and hopefully we can make some 70-80 bushel yield soybeans. But as y'all can tell here, it's getting dark on me, so y'all aren't going to be able to see a whole lot. But I wanted to bring y'all along, kind of tell you what we were doing. I did throw the drone up. Y'all probably seen some of that footage now. And anyway, y'all can see this new farm we picked up, and you'll be seeing more of it throughout this year, I promise. We'll be planting beans on it here in the next month and a half, probably, give or take. Somewhere between the middle of April and 1st of May. I'd like to get all my early beans in, that way give them the most access to sunlight as possible. But like I said, this farm right here, we're within about a mile of the house. If you go on the road, we've actually got a trail back here on the low place farm that allows us to go from my house, my shop, to here. So this is all family land. I wanted it back for a long time, and I'm very gracious to have it. No, I did not steal this from another farmer. The details to what happened will come out here soon on another video. But I'm very blessed to have it, very thankful. I'm going to get these cotton stalks chopped, and we'll be back here in a few days and put some chicken litter on it. Pretty good pile of crap right here, y'all. See, I'm starting to lay a hurting on it. It's quite a few tons of poop there. Got the truck loaded up. This will be, I think once we finish where we're at now, we're gonna have probably 2 or 3 more loads over there. Everything else will come, the rest of this pile will go on this ground. This is gonna be corn ground. This is ground we picked up last year. We had beans on it. Raised the best beans I've ever had. But yeah, that's gonna be our corn this year. A pretty good load of poop. Got a big old pile of poop here. It's a long, narrow little field here. It's about 12 acres on this little front patch, and then there's about 8 behind it. But back when we used to farm this ground, it was pretty good ground. I know we haven't had it in probably at least, I would say, 10 years now. So glad to have it back, and I look forward to seeing what it can do, especially if we get these beans out early. And we're getting chicken litter put on them. Don't know what the previous farmer put on this place. This fall I'll get soil samples pulled. That way I kind of know what's here. I'm probably going to get about all my farms sampled this fall. And then we can see kind of what the lime is doing and what the chicken litter we're putting out is doing. About got another load empty here. It's starting to get dark on us. I think I'm going to try to get one more load. And I think that will do this farm, or this part of the farm. And then all we got to do is the back half of this farm whenever it dries up again. Some of this field right here can get wet, so I wanted to make sure I covered it before it did get wet, or at least the wet spots. Needless to say, I've been wanting to get this ground back, be able to farm it for a number of years now, since I started farming. Back when my grandpa was farming, probably about 10, 15 years ago, we actually farmed this ground over here. We rented it from my uncle, and then he decided that he wanted to start farming. He farmed it for a couple of years, and I think realized that there wasn't as much money in it as you think. And he really didn't have the equipment or anything anyway. Well, then a big time farmer came into the area, was paying $100 an acre, which back then was big money around here. And he swooped up and took a bunch of land, including this land. So, needless to say, here we are 10, 15 years later. I finally got it back. We got a cold front storm system moving in tonight, and the clouds are here. Supposed to rain tomorrow, supposed to have high winds. But we got 8 acres of our corn ground covered, and we're working on about 11 on that right now. And all that was done after lunch. And I even helped my dad and them catch some cows. So it's been a pretty good day. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ruth Farms. My name is Luke. It's Saturday, March 15th, and it's dreary out here. I guess you consider it's fog, but you can see it falling. It's almost like a really light sprinkle of rain. Not sure what we're gonna get done today. I wasn't expecting this. I was kind of expecting us to have a day today before storms roll in tonight and then tomorrow. Praying for everyone out west. A lot of tornado potential for some outbreaks and stuff. We're gonna be praying for you guys, and hopefully we don't get anything here, but it's looking like we're on the less severe potential. So anyway, my plan for today is I'm gonna start hauling chicken litter from a farm down to one of our properties, I'm not sure which yet, and dumping it. And then I'm supposed to have a family member coming to do some pampering on our John Deere 4250, but if he keeps on doing this, I don't know if he's gonna be able to do much. I'll check the radar and see kind of where it's at. But anyway, the John Deere 4250, I'm wanting to get it cleaned up really well and try to buff the hood and like the side panels and maybe some of this little trim around the cab, and then get that, put some type of wax or something on it to help hold the color. I've seen a lot of people really take these old tractors and buff them out, and they look really good. And I'd also like to take and get the wheels here painted, repaint them yellow. Don't have to do anything real fancy, just kind of scuff them up, paint them, and they just make them look a lot better. They're just real faded, and I think that will help the look a lot. Then I have also already repainted the side screens for this tractor. If any of y'all have ever paid much attention, especially on our drone footage, they were almost brown. They had started like rusting, surface rusting. So the other night, I didn't get any of it on film or on camera because I done it at like almost midnight. Was out here, I just washed them really good with some degreaser and my hot water pressure washer, and then just scuffed up the areas where there was some paint falling off, and we just shot them with some I think it's Krylon farming equipment, something low sales. It's supposed to be like John Deere color. I'm sure it's not as good as the John Deere paint, but it's also like $7 a can versus $20 a can, so it'll be good enough for the women we roll with. So then on our planter here, our new Kinsey 3500, I have started tearing it apart. Again, I didn't get any of this because it was the other night, it was late. I decided to pull it here in the shed and just rip everything off so that I can get parts ordered. I do have a parts list now that I need to order. It was a few more things than I thought we would need, but still not terrible. We're gonna need all new scrapers on this thing. Not sure, I guess we're gonna go back with these cheap ones for this year anyway. If y'all have any recommendations on scrapers, let me know. I know these are like $5 a piece, so you'd have $10 per row unit, and they make some that are like a scraper like that, but they have like a carbide insert, but they're like $40 a row. So I don't know if I want to spend that much this year or not. But anyway, I know we had one of these cast closing wheels. These are off like a John Deere 750 grain drill or something. Eventually I'm definitely gonna put a spike tooth closing wheel on this. but maybe not this year. I don't really want to spend $500 on closing wheels, but who knows what I'll do. But anyway, we had one of them that the bearing was going out, so I pulled it apart and found what type of bearing it was. I pulled one of the spike closing wheels off. These are copperhead closing wheels from what I was told. The bearing for them is actually the same bearing that goes in the gauge wheels. I'm pretty sure we had at least one gauge wheel that needed that bearing, and we got a couple gauge wheel rubbers that need replacing. But we needed that. There was something else. Oh, I'm going to go ahead, and I don't know whether I'm doing the right thing or not. I ain't seen a whole lot about it online where people will like doing this, but on these 3000s, this pin that goes all the way through the shank that the gauge wheel arm pivots on, mine are getting pretty worn, and the bushing in the arms on the gauge wheels are getting pretty worn. I can buy the new kit basically to rebuild that for like $22. I know there's a lot of really good aftermarket gauge wheel arms and stuff, but they're expensive, and I'm really not wanting to spend thousands and thousands more on this planter until I get it paid for, and the amount of acres that we're going to put this thing through is not going to be that much. So I think I'm going to try that on the rear 6 rows. And if in the future I decide I want to go with a gauge wheel arm, and if y'all have a suggestion, please let me know. If y'all have a suggestion for that, you know, maybe in the future, if what I'm doing tightens them up good, we can move the ones from the back 6 rows up here to the front 5 rows and put new ones in the back, because the corner rows are obviously going to wear more because they're going to be going over ground all the time, corn ground and bean ground, whereas these front units, the only time they'll be used is when we're planting beans on 15-inch rows. So, you know, there'll be at least 60 acres that they're not going over this year. I'm probably not going to take y'all with me hauling chicken litter, or if I do, very minimalistic, because y'all have seen it numerous times at this point. If you feel like you want to watch something like that, I've got 3 or 4 videos me hauling chicken litter this year and last year. So, you know, if we do get working on this tractor though, I'll bring y'all back with us. I did go over and spray all my wheat last night. We sprayed a herbicide on it, and then a little bit of my really late wheat, I went ahead and added a little more nitrogen to it. Just tried to give it that kick. Y'all can see that field over there. It is, other than the places that I messed up, it is looking gorgeous. I would say it's probably 6 to 8 inches tall, if not taller, and it looks just like a carpet. But now I've also got some wheat at another farm. It's not looking so hot. You know, it looks good. It's got a pretty good color to it, but some of it's tall and some of it's not tall. I'm not sure what's going on. Not sure if it's something with that variety of wheat, or maybe somehow I got 2 varieties mixed up or something, or maybe the corn stalks are using too much nitrogen in places, and don't know. So, but that wheat right there looks really good. I'm tickled with it right now.